Hi, everybody. We are about to start our Bible study with Lleo. We are waiting for Lleo to pop in. Okay. All right, you should be popping in. Okay. Hey, girly.
Hi, I'm not gonna lie, I got a little distracted on Instagram.
I think we all did.
I was
We've
watching a
all got
video.
distracted.
I was watching a video of Kanye West getting his toes done, and then in the middle of getting his pedicure, he declined the pedicure because I guess it was hurting him, and he was like, "No, these my toes."
Oh, my goodness.
But we're here. We're here. Welcome,
Hey.
everyone. It's a beautiful day.
What?
I said, "Welcome. It's a beautiful day."
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is. I can't lie, guys. The energy today.
It's
It's
kind of
been
sleepy.
it's been a day. But we trying to get back
We
into
gotta
it.
go. Wake up, wake up, wake up, baby. I hope that's not like a fucking. I hope that's not copyright. The little
Oh.
slogan. You know, that's the Breakfast Club, I think.
Mm. Wake up, wake up. There's a whole different wake up one I wanted to sing. Well, we're gonna have to look into that.
Yeah. Hey, well, welcome to our next Bible study.
Yep.
Super glad to be here. Thank you
Me
for
too.
hosting.
Mm-hmm.
This I didn't get to see your head in the background last time, so that's pretty cool. How it's
Yeah,
like
it lights up. This is from IKEA. I wish they would sponsor me. I wish they would sponsor my life because, IKEA is very relaxing. Some
Yeah,
people
I
will
like
probably
how it's
disagree.
purple, but then like right on the forehead, that's where the light is.
Yes. Yep. It lights up. It's different colors. So it's lit. It's lit. It's a
Oh, I
vibe.
see. It's
It's a
pink
vibe.
now.
Well, yeah, it's not on right now because I just put it on. I put it on a purple right
Oh,
now,
okay.
but it looks pink. It looks more pink on camera.
That's real femme.
Yeah, balance that out.
Okay. So,
Jessie got her yak. She drinking before we get into this Bible study. I'm just playing.
I don't know what's up with me today. Like, I know you said some things been up with me too, and it's just like, it's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Weird. Like, I'm not sick, but I feel like I'm breathing in something spicy. And
Really?
yeah.
Hold on. Because for the past like 3 days, I've been having like something right here, and it feels like um like I inhaled dust or something, like, and it's just like I have to drink tea and stuff. Like it's not my whole
Mm-hmm.
throat is not sore, but it's just like right here, and it's
Yeah.
like I don't know.
I don't know what that is either, but
Mm,
there's some weirdness for
mm,
sure.
mm.
I feel it though, like right here, like
Right
you
there,
said.
girl. we be the
I ain't
insane
gonna say the other
crazy.
thing I was thinking.
You said what?
I ain't gonna say the other thing I was thinking though.
Oh, yeah, I probably shouldn't, because with Lleo, we don't know what's on her mind. Let's not go there. Just not.
Let's keep it holy.
Oh gosh. I think we need to pray right now.
We should definitely pray.
Yes. Okay. So, dear divine mother and father, spirit guides, creator, I pray to you today that you know, give me and Lleo the energy that we need right now. But also, like, anybody who's watching this, if they need a boost of energy, I ask that you kind of give us some of that right now before our heads hit the pillows tonight. And I just want to say, I'm thankful to be here right now. I'm thankful to have, the book, the Bible to read your words. And I hope that, I hope that we can get the wisdom and the knowledge right now in this moment. Something that will, resonate with us and, have something to share for other people, and that they also, receive something out of it as well. And I thank you for guiding me on this journey and guiding us all on this journey. Anything you want to add, Lleo?
Yeah. I just pray that, Lord, that you can give us the strength, all of the people right now, give us the strength that we need to continue to endure in these times. Give us the courage to wake up with power in your name every day as we continue on in this unprecedented times, as we continue, and maybe we don't have all the answers, maybe we don't have all the clarity, but we can have the wisdom and the knowledge and the strength to wake up and move forward, knowing that we carry your armor with us. Lord, I just pray that as we end this week, that any strongholds, any person, including Riah and I, that may be holding us down, may be holding us back from our fullest potential, that we may be able to push past those and fight past those with prayer and petition. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful angel. All these songs are coming to our head, and I keep saying them out loud.
It's a musical day. Maybe we should sing the Bible.
Oh, and the earth.
I'm just kidding. It's too many hard at
that list of generation and talking about some.
Hey, them names rhyme, so they probably would go off.
Oh man.
So I think yesterday we ended with chapter 15. So we're in chapter 16 of Genesis now.
You want to kind of do a little recap?
Yeah, let me get to the book. Okay, so let's see. So yesterday we read 14 and 15, and we found out that Lot got snatched up, and Abram had got his tribe, and they went and got Lot and all the things that got snatched from Lot. And they pretty much kind of wrapped that up real quick. And somewhere along the lines, Abram's talking with some kings. Was that this?
Yeah. He was talking to the kings, and one gifted him, and the other one gave him a prayer and the bread and the wine. Was that?
Okay.
That was that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so then they kind of went back and forth with who was going to keep the people. And God made a covenant with Abram. And I think I was saying Adam because the names are so kind of close. But
yeah,
because I went back and I was looking at it, I was like, I kept saying Adam. But I meant to say Abram. And
yeah, they should have just named him Adam.
I mean, it's so close, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so God made a covenant with Abram, and we remembered that Abram was his wife was barren, so he wasn't able to have children. But God made a promise to him saying that he was going to have a lot of kids, but then his kids would have affliction, and that was pretty much where we kind of left off. So, to your offspring, I give this land. So, his kids was going to have affliction, but like for a certain amount of time, I think it was something like 400 years. Yep. But after the 400 years, they would be gifted a whole lot of land, just a lot of possessions.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, in those 400 years, they were going to be what he calls sojourners. So just people that kind of travel, they don't stay in one place. And the places that they would go, they would be servants there.
Yeah.
So
okay.
That was a wrap up.
All right. So now we're on 16, Genesis 16. Sarai and Hagar. Sarai or Sarai, probably. Sarai. So now Sarai, Abram's wife, had borne him no children. She had a female Egyptian servant whose name was Hagar. And Sarai said to Abram, Behold now, the Lord has prevented me from bearing children. Go into my servant. It may be that I shall obtain children by her. And Abram listened to the voice of Sarai. So after Abram had lived 10 years in the land of Canaan, Sarai, Abram's wife, took Hagar the Egyptian, her servant, and gave her to Abram, her husband, as a wife. And he went into Hagar, and she conceived. When she saw that she had conceived, she looked with contempt on her mistress. And Sarai said to Abram, May the wrong done to me be on you. I gave my servant to your embrace. And when she saw that she had conceived, she looked on me with contempt. May the Lord judge between you and me. But Abram said to Sarai, Behold, your servant is in your power. Do to her as you please. Then Sarai dealt harshly with her, and she fled from her.
Hey, wait, what? Hold on. Talk about some that had to be just like, what do they call that? What do they call that when you I'm forgetting the word. When you at the end of your cycle and you can't have kids anymore.
Oh, you can't have menopause.
Oh, that had to be some menopause symptoms, because how's she gonna tell him, oh, I can't have kids, so yeah, you can go ahead and sleep with my servant here, and then we can have kids through her. And then so he go and do it, and then when she get pregnant, she get mad at her and want to treat her bad.
You mean he got mad? Abram got mad at his wife?
I thought Sarai got mad at the servant and was like, may God judge between you and me. Like, started competing with the servant. And then when Abram told her, so then Abram told his wife, that's your servant, so treat her how you gonna treat her. And so she started beating on her. That's what.
Yeah, that's crazy stuff.
That's what it sounded like to me. Because she said, Sarai said to Abram, Behold, now the Lord has prevented me from bearing children, so go into my servant. and maybe that I shall obtain children by her. And Abram listened to her. So
I think, yeah. Go ahead.
Abram's wife took Hagar the Egyptian, her servant. So then she gave Abram her servant.
Listen, I think she spoke through her ego, though. She spoke through her ego, like out of spite or something. Like she was probably low key upset, and she's just like, you know what, just go, like do whatever. And then like now she totally regretted it. Like
Oh,
you, that's
that
what
makes
I
sense.
feel like happened because I'm just like, why are you feeling salty now?
That's
So
what
that
I'm like.
means you wasn't really reflective on that, on the permission you gave somebody to do
Yeah.
to your husband. Like you wasn't fully conscious with it, so you didn't think hard
I
enough for that.
think it probably was, since we talk about ego too, it probably was to the fact that, she knows she can't have kids, so that when he slept with her and she conceived immediately, that probably hurt her ego some more too.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, so that probably was like a slap in the face. Like, damn, we would be able to have kids if it wasn't for me. For some reason,
Yeah,
my body's just not able to.
yeah. No, I can see how that totally would have made her upset and like probably jealous and envious and all that.
If
Yep.
she had to deal with the girl harshly, made the girl run away.
Listen, that's deep. That is deep. Okay. The angel of the Lord found her by a spring of water in the wilderness, the spring on the way to Shur. And he said, Hagar, servant of Sarai, where have you come from and where are you going? She said, I am fleeing from my mistress Sarai. The angel of the Lord said to her, return to your mistress and submit to her. The angel of the Lord also said to her, I will surely multiply your offspring so that they cannot be numbered for multiple. And the angel of the Lord said to her, behold, you are pregnant and shall bear a son. You shall call his name Ishmael. How do you say that name?
I think you got it right.
Oh,
Ishmael.
Ishmael. Because the Lord has listened to your affliction. He shall be a wild donkey of a man, his hand against everyone, and everyone's hand against him. And he shall dwell over against all of his kinsmen.
Dang.
Hold on. Oh, they be using donkey back in this time for clowning as well. Is that what's going on here?
That's what it sounds like.
He shall be a wild
A
donkey of a
donkey of a
man.
man.
They,
Like an ass.
they've been disgracing these donkeys for a minute, man. What's up with that? These
I
poor
mean,
donkeys,
I guess donkeys are
names getting
just,
used in vain.
they named that for a reason. Got some donkey behavior out here.
Girl, literally, oh my goodness gracious.
These men out here with these donkey behaviors.
Wait, this is the hold on. This is the first time they brought up an angel, like a term angel. The angel of the Lord found her.
Oh.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So instead of the Lord coming to her directly, an angel came to her.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And they're the one that's been like, telling her all this information.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm just thinking like, too, okay, he says, I'll surely multiply your offspring so that they cannot be numbered for multitude. But then he tells her that her son gonna be wild and out of control. That's what it looked like. Like, I'm gonna multiply your offspring, but your son about to be wild.
Can you hear? Can you hear the conversation in the other room?
No, I can't hear nothing over there.
Okay. Okay. Should I continue reading on?
Yeah.
Okay. So she called the name of the Lord who spoke to her. You are a God of seeing. For she said, truly here I have seen him who looks after me. Therefore the well was called Bir Lahairoi. It lies between Kadesh and Bered. And Hagar bore Adam a son, and Abram called the name of his son, whom Hagar bore, Ismael. Abram was 86 years old when Hagar bore Ishmael to Abram.
Okay. So Abram has a son.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay.
Hmm.
I don't really have much to say. Abram
Yeah.
was 86 years old.
Papa was a rolling stone.
That was his first kid though, right? His
Yeah.
first
You
kid.
know,
86 years old.
he been faithful to his wife. See, and I think probably too, because God gave him, so he wouldn't have no kids because he been faithful to his wife. But since God gave him that promise that you're gonna have kids, and then his wife was like, "Well, since I can't have kids, you should sleep with her, and then we can take care of her baby as our kid." So
Mm-hmm.
he probably was like, "Well, if my wife says this is okay,
Let's get her done.
right, right, right." So,
Okay. Oh my goodness. All right, let's read this one. So Abram in the covenant of circumcision. When Abram was 99 years old, the Lord appeared to Abram and said to him, I am God Almighty. Walk before me and be blameless, and that I may make my covenant between me and you, and may multiply you greatly. Then Abram fell off his face, and God said to him, Behold, my covenant is with you, and you shall be the father of a multitude of nations. No longer shall your name be called Abram, but your name shall be Abraham, for I have made you the father of a multitude of nations.
hmm.
Huh. So he gonna change his whole name.
Yeah.
And so now his son must be about like his son must be 10.
If he had, yeah, yeah, he had a son when he was 86.
No, his son like 13 years old. His son is like a 13-year-old kid around there.
How old is he now when the Lord is talking to him?
He's 99 years old, and he had his kid at 86.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So we're going to be hearing about his son in a second here, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Um, I will make
I wonder
you exceeded.
exactly why he changed his name now at 99, though.
Yeah, we'll see. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay. You know what? This came into my mind right now is so it was Abram, Abram, and now it's Abraham. So they added a AH to his name. So I bet you there's like some meaning in that if you knew like the language of maybe like Hebrew or something, there's probably a meaning. So it probably add definition to this name.
Yeah. That's what I think, because remember we said Abram was, the meaning of Abram was high father. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, this cat. Okay, so Abram looks. I just googled this real quick. Abram is like exalted father or high father, and so to add the Abraham, it roughly means multitude. So a father of multitude. So it went
Okay.
from high father to a father of multitude.
Mm. Okay.
So he a father of even more before. Well, now he's actually a father, and he's a father of even more.
Okay. Yeah. Um. Okay. So
I think you got 6.
yeah. Okay. Um. Okay. So, but you're 6. I will make you exceedingly fruitful, and I will make you into nations, and kings shall come from you. And I will establish my covenant between me and you and your offspring after you throughout their generations for an everlasting covenant to be God to you and to be your offspring after you. And I will give to you and to your offspring after the land of your sojournings, all the land of Canaan for an everlasting possession, and I will be their God. And God said to Abraham, as for you, you shall keep my covenant, you and your offspring after you throughout their generations. This is my covenant which you shall keep between me and you and your offspring after you. Every male among you shall be circumcised. You shall be circumcised in the flesh of your foreskins, and it shall be a sign of covenant between me and you. He who is 8 days old among you shall be circumcised. Every male throughout your generations, whether born in your house or bought with your money from any foreigner, who is not of your offspring, both he who is born in your house and he who is brought with your money shall surely be circumcised. But shall be my covenant, so shall my covenant be in your flesh, an everlasting covenant. Any uncircumcised man who is not circumcised, and the flesh of his foreskin shall be cut off from his people. He has broken my covenant.
Oh, okay. So this is where circumcision comes from.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I don't think I've ever really looked up any special meaning except health wise on why that's good.
Well,
So
I
that's
know. I mean, I've looked up Well, I've looked up circumcision for a different reason. I was called to look up the meaning of it, which it just means like a cut to cut away.
mm-hmm.
And so when I've talked about circumcision in the past, from before I read this, from my understanding, it was like, there's two different kind of people. They're circumcised and uncircumcised. So people that's cut away parts of themselves to kind of fit into a certain way of being and doing things. And then there's people that are wild, not not circumcised, pretty
Mm-hmm.
much. So people who are formed, and then people who are naturally just how they are.
Yeah.
That's how I've defined it in the past, and now this gives like a deeper level of where that idea of why they go and actually circumcise little boys and their penises as a baby, where that whole idea comes from.
Okay.
So that's like a practice under the practice of Abram.
Yeah. All right.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I wonder where this covenant came from, though. Like, why all of a sudden he's like,
Yeah. This is the first time that term has even been thrown around here.
mm-hmm.
Covenant. All of a sudden. brought into the light right now.
That's the first time that we're talking about covenants?
I mean, from what I remember, I don't know if you remember hearing about it.
I don't remember if it's the first time because I've been reading around the book.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, me. I'm just like, we're getting back up in here.
So if you say it's the first time, then I believe you.
Well, I will say I'm pretty sure it's the first time, but no, it's not. I browsed and saw in the title of one of them. It said it
Oh,
way back in the beginning.
okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right, I'm gonna continue reading. Isaac's birth promise is the title. And God said to Abraham, as for Sarai, your wife, you shall not call her name Sarai, but Sarah shall be her name. Oh, they're trying to change these names to like a more, like almost like English, like just like a different transition here.
Yeah, there's something changing here.
Yeah, that's interesting. Um, I will bless her, and moreover, I will give you a son by her. I will bless her, and she shall become nations. Kings of people shall come from her.
Shut
Then
the
Abraham,
fuck up.
girl, she,
I'm
my
sorry.
God, he is trying.
I apologize. Mariah, you remember? Oh, heck
What?
no. Hold on.
Girl, you okay? You're triggering me. I don't know what's over there.
It's a ladybug,
Oh, okay.
but let me see if I can show y'all real quick.
Pick it up.
Can I switch this? Is this an orange one?
Oh, wow. That's so funny.
Is that orange or is it?
No, it's orange.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I got
Girl,
scared.
that
I started
little
flying.
old thing.
Okay, let me stop playing around, okay? All right. I'll take care of it later. I just put it in a jar.
You should tell them, the ladybug you saw.
Yeah. So yesterday I seen an actual ladybug, the red ones, and I haven't seen one of those all year. Like I feel like I haven't seen it in a few years, but especially this year I haven't seen one yet. And so it was weird how I seen it because it was like I was taking my dog out in the backyard, and I have this like wooden stump that usually when I'm doing my backyard fires, I use it as like a table. But I was sitting on it, and I was scrolling on Instagram on my phone. I think I was on Instagram, and all of a sudden I see something red in my peripheral vision. It just was like calling my eye towards it, and I'm like, oh wow, it's just crawling in the grass. It was really weird to me how all of a sudden, I see this ladybug standing out, out of all the things that I could have seen, because it's so tiny.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I had sent Mariah a picture of it and told her about it, and as soon as I looked up from the picture, that thing was gone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so I thought it was another yellow. I mean, I don't know why I keep calling it yellow. I thought it was another red ladybug just so happened to be in my room, but no, that's one of them Chinese beetles that be biting.
What?
Yeah, the orange ones bite, girl.
Oh my God, I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Well, I mean, you still saw another one though. Like that's two, and you ain't seen one in a while.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I haven't seen an orange one all this year either. So that is really interesting.
that's Definitely some symbolism.
Mm-hmm. As we talking about the birth of Isaac's birth promise.
Yes.
Let's see what we got. What's this promise about? What's to it? What's to it?
Okay. All right. So then Abraham fell on his face and laughed and said to himself, "Shall a child be born to a man who is
Wait,
100 years old?" So
wait.
remember, he just told Abraham that he's going to bless Sarai or Sarah now with children. She's going to bear a lot of children.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So she'll become nations. Okay, okay.
Yeah. So once he got this information, he said, then Abraham fell on his face and laughed and said, "Shall a child be born to a man who is 100 years old? Shall Sarah, who is 99 years old, bear a child?" And Abraham said to God, "Oh, that Ishmael might live before you." God said, "No, but Sarah, your wife, shall bear you a son, and you shall call his name Isaac." So I wonder, why is he concerned about his age? Nobody's been concerned about their age. So this is the first time this has been questioned about having children. Like,
That late, yeah.
yeah,
That is interesting. But it seems like at this time things are changing. Like
yeah.
it's changed their names. And I guess now I'm thinking about it, like they have been having children sooner and passing away sooner also lately. So
Mm. Um, but so no, God said, "No, but Sarah, your wife, shall bear you a son, and you shall call his name Isaac. I will establish my covenant with him, an everlasting covenant for his offspring after him. As for Ishmael, I have heard you. Behold, I have blessed him and will make him fruitful and multiply him greatly. He shall father 12 princes. Oh, I did say that right. And I will make him into a great nation. But I will establish my covenant with Isaac, who Sarah shall bear to you at this time next year." When he had finished talking with him, God went up from Abraham. Then Abraham took Ishmael his son, and all those born in his house, or bought with his money, every male among the men of Abraham's house, and he circumcised the flesh of their foreskins that very day, as God said to him. Abraham was 99 years old when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. And Ishmael his son was 13 years old when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. That very day, Abraham and his son Ishmael were circumcised. And all the men of his house, those born in the house and those bought with money from a foreigner, were circumcised with him. So dang, even all the adults, even like, they
yeah.
had to do that.
So all of his children, all his servants, just everybody under the name of Abraham had to be circumcised.
I can't lie. I wonder how they kept everything sterilized and stuff from spreading like an infection, all that.
I was just thinking the same thing. Like
Because
that had to hurt.
that's a lot of work needed and precise stuff and like some type of knowledge.
How did it go down back then? How,
He must have
how did they
blessed them
ensure
with the
that they didn't
knowledge.
cut their little thing off? That's what I would have been worried, especially at 13 years old. You talk about cutting something. Like I ain't even used this thing yet. What you talking about? What you
I
talking
wonder
about
what
that?
they use too for pain, like management.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sure as we continue reading, they'll start dropping gems about stuff.
yeah. I think we got more time if you wanted to, but we did read 2 chapters right now.
Um, we can try. I don't remember exactly what time we started.
I think it was somewhere around 7:40 something. So
Okay. Okay.
I mean,
Well,
if you want to. Otherwise, I mean,
I
we
mean,
can't. I'm sure we can come up with some discussion here because let me think. Other than the circumcisions.
yeah, I feel like I'm gonna end up Googling like what is the more meaning behind that being done, because they're not really giving a reason. They're just saying like he told them that to do that for his covenant, but why?
Yeah.
Because nowadays people will tell you that it's done because for health reasons. Like I
Right.
think they say it's more sanitary and stuff to do it that way, to do that.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. I've always just known it to be a religious thing. Like people do that for their religion.
Mm.
So I know exactly it was Abraham. But now I'm thinking too, wasn't our president Abraham and his wife named Sarah?
Oh, you said the president's wife?
Mm-hmm. You know, whatever. I don't know which.
I'm not sure, but if you think so, it probably is.
Let's see what number president he was, because I actually don't know. Was he number 15?
Please don't ask me about that. I'm the last person to ask.
I was close. I was close.
You go,
He
girl.
was number 16.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, and then his wife. I don't say. Wait, Abraham Lincoln wife. Oh, I thought her name was Sarah, but her name was Mary Todd.
Oh, okay. Well,
But it's interesting going back to though how you had mentioned how he questioned, you know, how he was going to have kids at that age, because it's just interesting because the Lord's been giving a lot of miracles and blessings throughout Abraham's life, or Abram's, before it was Abraham, giving him a lot of blessings and miracles throughout his life, like back to back to back, ever since he left that land with his father.
mm-hmm.
And so now when the Lord's telling him something, he's questioning it all of a sudden.
Oh, so he's like second guessing his judgment.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's a good catch.
Mm-hmm. Just like,
So I wonder if just certain situations that he's been experiencing has him second guessing his his like wisdom, his knowledge, his directions.
which is interesting too, because like, you know, you was just 80 something years old and just had a son. So why would you question at 100?
And you just blessed, like, yeah, he just blessed your wife to be able to conceive, even though, you know, he waited a long time. So I wonder why, you know, he also waited a long time before he even, you know, privileged that, allowed that to happen too. You know, but I know like everything happens for a reason, so I know there's a reason.
Well, and I was just thinking probably because, you know, if we go back and look at the last couple chapters, Abram pretty much had an assignment. Like when the Lord told him to leave that land with him, where he was with his father, a lot has happened in between that time of when he left there up until now. You know, they ended up going into Egypt and being very successful with that. They ended up splitting away from his nephew Lot. They ended up, you know, having to gather all the people from the land that he collected to go save his nephew Lot. you know, and there's probably even more stuff that I'm missing. I can't think of off the top of my head. Like throughout that time, there's been a lot of events that's happened. So guys probably had, like I said, um, a plan or a objective for him to accomplish before he's able to actually sit down and okay, now you have these kids. Also, too, though, for whatever reason, you know, maybe it wasn't in the Lord's plan for Abram to have kids, but because that one point in time where Abram was sitting face to face with the Lord praying, and he asked him, you know, all these years I've not had any children, and he was like, okay, well, if that's what you want, I'll give you some kids.
Ask, you shall receive.
Yeah.
Is what came to my head. If you don't ask the like universe or God what you want, how you supposed to get it?
Mm-hmm.
Like law of attraction and all that.
But it's interesting too how he, you know, he asked for that, but then he also gave him, okay, I'll give you kids, but your kid's gonna have afflictions.
Oh yeah.
You know?
That was...
So it's like that's why I was thinking maybe it wasn't in God's plan for him to have kids, but because he asked for them, even though he's been doing good and serving the Lord, because he asked for him and that wasn't necessary in the plan. Maybe like a law of attraction, or another thing that I think about is the law of equivalent exchange. In order to gain something, you have to let something go. And so in order for him to be able to have children, there has to be some kind of negative effect to that before they can be blessed.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how the cookie crumbles type thing.
And you know what? I also am thinking too, like, you know, one of the reasons why maybe he didn't want her, Sarah or Sarai, to conceive right away could be like, you know, because I believe like we're all here for a purpose. So like, what if he's like, if Sarah gets pregnant, if she gets pregnant, or maybe he always planned for Sarah to get pregnant and have a baby, like. I guess I'm trying to say, like, you know, maybe that baby has a bigger purpose. You know, maybe he had to wait some time after years have passed and they're in that time of history for that baby to be born so that he can do like greater things. Like he's needed at that time.
Yeah. Needed at a specific time. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. That kind of came into my head too.
Okay.
Because if he really didn't want her to get pregnant, he wouldn't have did it.
Right.
So I think he always intended for her to have a baby. He just didn't want her to have him right then and there.
I'm also interested in the fact how, because, you know, we already know with the whole thing with Adam and Eve, the covenant between man and woman, you know, once you marry your wife, you know, it's just you and your wife. Mm-hmm. And so I was also interested in the fact how, okay, so when God said, yeah, you'll have children, and Sarah gives him the permission to go sleep with her mistress for them to have that child, why God didn't cause affliction in that process of, you know, that's not who you're supposed to be having a child with. They didn't actually say anything about, you know, if God was okay with that or not, except that the angel told the lady to go back home and submit to her mistress.
Well,
but I would have thought that the Lord would have been like, no, this isn't what I meant when I said that you was gonna have kids. I meant you were gonna have kids with your wife.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's deep.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I have nothing else off of that. So I can go back to the last chapter real quick and see.
feel like though things are about to start getting like really juicy and stuff. Like I feel like there's gonna be so much like changes continue to happen because it's just
Yeah,
crazy how everybody's
it
name
do
even.
seems like sorry, go ahead.
Oh, nothing. Just even people's names are changing. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking like when they started changing their names to YT people names.
Oh,
I'm like, is this part of the Bible where, you know, they really was putting their own, you know, because we already know, we all know that when the Catholic Church took the Bible, they took some things out. They
yeah,
probably changed some things up
yeah.
to
I was
fit
just
their
thinking.
agenda. So it's
Yeah,
like, is this part of it where they changed some things up to fit their own agenda? That's kind of what I was thinking.
yeah, yeah. That's what I do hate about that because this Bible has been rewritten.
Hmm.
Who knows how many times. So it's like we can kind of only dissect, what we have. But I do know, like you were saying before, like, or I don't know if you said it online, but there's like other, books and Bibles out there that are more older and have more of that knowledge on there as well.
Yeah.
And it would be cool to, get our hands on something.
Yeah.
It would be
Hey,
so
I'm
cool.
supposed to be getting the Quran pretty soon, so
Yeah.
just we might be getting into the Quran,
Mm.
maybe.
She said maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
But
funny.
also too, like, what was I about to say? Dang, I forgot.
Well, I kind of want to say too, I've been on that app too, doing the Hebrew stuff, and I don't think it's that bad. It's not really not that bad.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, but I do want to kind of like, I definitely want to write down the list of like the two words and stuff where you can kind of see what the definition of a word means as far as like breaking it up and you can kind of put it together and it has like that whole definition. Because I was watching somebody also talk about the Hebrew language and they're like breaking it apart and it's like a whole meaning. And these are words that we use on an everyday basis. So I think it's really interesting in that aspect to have that knowledge and know like, you know, just the deeper meaning into a
yeah.
word. It gets deep.
Okay.
It gets really deep and it's very interesting.
So
So
Riah coming through with the Hebrews to give us the deeper meanings of what life really means.
yeah, I'll definitely like pop up a couple words and be like, y'all I ain't gonna believe this.
Yeah, adding more value to the juice.
Yes, man.
That'll,
That
you know,
knowledge.
as you're learning that, that's gonna get really interesting as we continue going through this for real.
Yeah.
Because then
It's
we'll
gonna take
have
a
a.
lot of learning, y'all. Like, shoot, we were talking about
Mm-hmm.
Duolingo, but it's like it's a really good app.
Yeah,
But you know, definitely gonna have to do some research outside of that as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just like with any language, probably have to practice it too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely exciting. It's
This was
crazy. Yeah. Girl, and low key though, real quick, because that Hebrew language is definitely like really heavily associated with like spirituality, the Bible and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I almost feel like honestly, like it's one of those languages that is literally needed, like
Yeah.
so you can really understand like, you know,
I've
these
questioned.
real definitions behind these words.
Is
Like
that
it's
I've
deep.
questioned like is that the original language? Like, you know, we all kind of transferred to English now. Most countries are learning English now, but like, is it Hebrews that was originally what we was speaking?
Without looking it up, I honestly think so in the sense that um in the sense like well how easily like how is it that easily to once you know the language that you can break up a whole word and it puts it together and it's like a deeper message within that English word you
Yeah,
know um and then all these spiritual gurus, the ones who are like on a higher tier of knowledge and wisdom, guys, who've actually spent a long time searching and asking the questions and actually are in this state where they literally almost for years,
Every state
decades.
10,000 hours.
Yeah. But like, and they're older and not like older, but I'm gonna just say like, let's just say they've been on this journey for like maybe a consistent 7+ years of this wisdom and knowledge and searching. And now they're just at a state where when you come across somebody like that and they're putting you on some information, like, it's valid because it's just resonating with you. And it's like,
Yeah.
there's just wild and it's like, whoa, like,
It's,
and it just makes sense. And then if you're in a journey and you've been learning stuff yourself and you can kind of make the association like, yo, this guy do know what he's talking about because I know some of this too and it's working, like, so I'm like, okay. And it's
yeah.
very interesting though, but it's just very interesting
You're
when
talking
somebody,
about that too. It makes me think of like one of the people that I follow. His name is Jay Shetty. And
oh,
I don't know if you ever heard of Jay Shetty, but he used to be a monk when he was like 18, 19, 20, 21, something like that, between them
yeah,
ages.
yeah,
And, he talks about like the type of wisdom and knowledge that he had gained from that time when he was being a monk. And, he had pretty much pulled himself away from normal society and really invested a lot of time into being a monk like that. Like,
yeah,
he gained a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge, not only that, but a lot of peace and happiness. So it was like layers of knowledge and wisdom that he gained, not only just physical wisdom or just, logical wisdom, but internal wisdom, like wisdom with himself, like true happiness, true peace of mind,
yeah,
which I think once you get that too, it makes the level of wisdom and knowledge that you do learn and share even deeper, because then that's like straight from the soul, straight from the source.
yeah, for real. Because you get to spend time with yourself and get to know yourself and
Mm-hmm.
connect with yourself, your inner self, and your spiritual self,
Yeah.
your conscious self.
Yeah.
Hold on, I was about to say something, girl, real quick. Oh, it was about, you said something about like the environment or something that we're in. And I was thinking like overstimulation, like we are overstimulated heavily in this world. And it's for a purpose, like it is to distract us so we can be consumed in everything else except with like our inner self. And I just find that interesting. And I find like, I don't know, I've been just really thinking about that lately, like the overstimulation. Because I was just reflecting off of it as far as I've been looking up studying tips and tricks and made a video about like procrastination and stuff. And overstimulation came to my mind because I literally need like a quiet space to be able to focus, and sometimes I need a quiet space to really reflect and kind of listen to my thoughts and write them down and stuff like that,
I think
or be in that
time
creative
alone is
flow.
so important, man. If you're scared to be alone, that's exactly what you need. That is
Mm-hmm.
exactly what you need. You need that space to be alone in the dead silence, okay?
Yes.
Don't be afraid, because whatever's coming up is whatever you are afraid of is what's going to heal you.
I'm
I'm
telling
trying to
you.
tell
You
you.
know what? It's crazy too, because some people are terrified to be by themselves alone. Like, they always got to be around some people. They always got to be around.
Mm-hmm.
They can't ever really just sit still and be with themselves for a moment, which is
Yeah.
kind of funny. And that's usually the ones who are, going out every weekend and doing all kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Running away
Yeah.
from themselves.
Mhm.
Um, we here to help you.
Yeah.
Come back. Come back to source. Come,
Absolutely.
come on.
Come
Come on back.
on. Come on
All right.
in.
Let's pray before Instagram cut us off.
Okay. Yeah, please.
Oh, okay. Divine Father and Mother, thank you for another positive word. Thank you for another word of encouragement. Thank you for illuminating your light on us today and sharing and pushing out to your people. Um, I can't even express the amount of gratitude that we hold for the essence of who you are and how, because of your life, how we live. Um, Lord, I just pray that any part of your body that is in pain, that's hurting, any kind of way, any person that feels any affliction, if it be in your will, to heal that affliction, to deliver them to their promised land, and to give us, to teach us grace within ourselves as we learn to get closer to you, as we learn to strengthen our discipline, as we learn to strengthen our endurance, as we learn to strengthen our resilience within you. That's all I got.
I would just add like, I just want to say like with everything on the news right now or any major events on social media and on the news, I ask that you protect us if there's any harm from it or if there's anything that, may be coming ahead of us in the future here. I just ask that you kind of protect us, guide us, help us to continue to, do our inner work and do our reflections and continue to, pray and connect with, divine or divinity, and spirit. And I ask that you just guide us, protect us, and just continue to bless us and continue to allow us to see, what to be grateful for every day. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.
Okay. We are almost done with week 2. How does it feel? I'm gonna be honest. Like, it's this. I ain't gonna lie. This week kind of been a little weird just because of the names and stuff. It's been, whew.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been some good revelations, I feel.
Yeah, I like what I've been learning and what I've taken off. Like, there's always like a quote or two
Mm-hmm.
that really resonates. And I mean, if you can take one or two things out of a lesson, then I think that's what you were meant to really
Yeah.
hear.
Yeah. Hey, I
So,
mean, the Lord says you only need one. One
yeah,
quote, one person, one connection. You only need one to change your life.
love
Oh,
it.
that's beautiful.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I can't wait for, all this other extra stuff that we're going to learn. It's going to have us reflecting on and putting in our minds as we do continue our Bible study, but as we continue to create our other content and accomplish our other goals, like we're taking all that with us to other places, guys. Like we're taking
Yeah.
it on the journey with us. And I wish the same for you as well. Like you
Oh,
take
most
anything that you learn out
definitely.
of this stuff and take it to your own goals and
Mm-hmm.
within yourself to have reflections for your own self to do your
Oh,
own work.
I know you just reminded me. I know what I was trying to say earlier when we were talking about the Bible and how, maybe we're in a section where they kind of slightly adjusted some things to fit their agenda. I was just going to say with anything, and this applies now what we're saying too, hopefully it don't cut me off, but with anything, with anything, you want to take what resonates with you and what doesn't resonate with you, take it to the Lord and ask them, and they will literally clarify everything. So like, you know, like
Yes.
what we're reading here, some of these things they might contradict, they might not be, they might seem like they contradict, but you should know that nothing that the Lord says contradicts, so take it to them and they'll clarify some things for you. It's literally no problem to ask. It's like we said, ask and you shall receive, you know.
Mm-hmm. Um,
And
and
like I said, you should do that with anything, even, people that you're listening to on
yeah,
YouTube, listening to us go back and
mm-hmm.
forth. even in your studies, you know, take it to the Lord.
Yeah. And I feel like real quick too, because this is on my mind, is like things that are going on, guys, like on the news and stuff. I feel like y'all need to really like think about this in a logical way, like in a deeper way than how they want you to think. Like there would be deeper things that are going on, and it's like you need to really just think like, you know, they want us to be distracted, let things be chaos, like feeding us poison. Like I'm just saying, y'all, we got to start thinking at a deeper level here on when you're seeing that the fear that they want to put into us. Like, you know, I don't want to say details, but you know, there was just like the reset going on. You know, there's always deeper meaning, you know, an objective. So just keep that in mind, guys.
Deeper meaning than what you're hearing.
This is why it's an important time right now to really be like just spending time with ourselves and connecting with spirit, so, and creator.
Explore your faith.
Yes,
for sure.
Absolutely. The time is now. The time was yesterday. The time's tomorrow.
It's this present moment right now. The moment is fleeting as we speak it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Bye, guys.